right, here we go. Sarah here. Welcome back to another episode of Your Fucking Welcome. Today, I want to talk to you about boredom and why actually boredom in your business can be a much more positive thing than I think a lot of us realize. It's funny, I was reflecting on this myself a little bit this weekend, not in those exact words, but I was just reflecting on, how so many of us have this tendency to chase joy and happiness and excitement and fulfillment in our businesses. And of course, that's not a bad thing, right? Like, I want to be lit up by what I do. I want you to be lit up by what you do, of course, right? Like, I don't want to sit here and talk to you about something that I don't actually want to talk to you about. But I was reflecting on how important it is to recognize that the things that sometimes feel a little bit repetitive or sometimes feel not as exciting, right? Like saying the same message multiple times. It can feel a little bit boring, quote unquote, but it's also so important to recognize that those are the things that actually really create a lot of success for you. That is the thing that allows other people to know who you are, what you do, right? People remember that message, the message that you're saying over and over again. While it might feel a little bit boring to you, it is actually the thing that creates and establishes you as an authority, and it's not a bad thing. And I feel like online, especially, so many, and including myself, like I'm guilty of this as well. Again, so many people are just preaching the importance of just being lit up by what it is that you do. And of course, that's not a bad thing. But I want to make sure that you are recognizing the balance between that, being lit up by what you do, and also being smart and strategic about scaling your business so that it has a chance of scaling, so it has a chance of growing, so that you have a chance of, again, more and more people knowing who you are and what you do, and actually making sure that you're then taking the time and making the space to get the joy, the fulfillment, the happiness in your life that you want from other sources. I know that I've talked about this a lot, but it's really important for all of us to recognize that our business is not the main character of our lives. So often I feel like I see so many entrepreneurs, and again, this is a cycle that I've certainly been in myself, but like we get into this pattern of feeling like we always have to fix our businesses. We always have to get everything figured out one final time, and then everything is going to be different, and then everything is going to be smooth sailing. And that makes so many of us on this constant quest, on this constant cycle of fixing, trying to get there, trying to arrive. And in my experience, in my opinion, it creates so much anxiety and so much stress. And more than that, it creates so much more chaos, and actually so often a loss of income or a loss of success, because the thing that we're trying to chase and the things that we're abandoning, when those are the things that actually worked, right? We're putting ourselves in this situation where we're trying to reinvent the wheel instead of just sticking to what works, doing it well, and then infusing, again, joy and inspiration and excitement into our lives and into our businesses in another way. So as an example, let's say you have a message. Let's say that it's something that your people have come to know you for. Let's say you have programs that people, know and recognize and share with people because they were so great and they were so incredible. But you've said those things for years. You've talked about those things for years. And so you might be in a situation where you're like, oh, I want to do something else in my business. I want to get this certification, or I want to be this type of coach instead. Not that you can't do that, of course. If you really, really, really feel called and drawn to switching niches, switching gears, however you want to say that, that's of course not a bad thing. But again, so often what I find is that it's somebody being a little bit bored and feeling like they have to go back to the drawing board and change everything. Whereas I want that person to understand that actually this is a situation where maybe we infuse the excitement and the inspiration into your business in another way, right? Maybe that means you're going to start to do, preparing for a TED Talk, start writing the book, start being on another platform that you've never been on before, trying to get on other people's podcasts to share that message. Do it in a different way. Do the same thing that you're doing, but add a new layer into your business that actually feels exciting and good. Or, of course, what's probably most important is, are you making sure that you are finding joy and fulfillment and excitement in your life in other ways, not just from your business? And, I am more guilty of this than I'd like to express. But, those moments in my life and business where I have had a tendency to feel resentful or restless, right? Like feeling like, oh God, I can't say the same things anymore, or I can't do the same things that I've been doing. my instinct, right, has been to, okay, how do I fix this from a business perspective? How do I figure out the new way of doing things? How do I figure out the new angle, the new program, so on and so forth? And I can't believe how much of my business and how much of my time as an entrepreneur I spent not truly understanding that actually this is about you infusing more fun and joy and fulfillment into your life from other sources. This weekend, I was busy all weekend. I had a ton of fun this weekend. I did a bunch of things that I've never done before. And Monday, I was so lit up to work again. And it was not because I was doing anything in particular wonderful on Monday, but it was because, I got my cup filled elsewhere. And then coming back to work, coming back to my desk, and coming back to doing the things that I do on a day in and day out basis, they didn't feel so heavy. They didn't feel so draining as they have in the past. And I certainly felt less of that desire to like chase something new in my business or change my business. And so again, I just wanted to share that with you. I shared this in the, I think I put on my Insta stories also, and I put it in the You're Fucking Welcome Insiders community, but I saw a post as I was journaling this weekend from Dan Henry, and it said, bored in your business? Good. Boring equals predictable and scalable. If you're bored, buy a fucking dog. And I just love like just the bluntness of that message and just the reminder of, no, if you are bored, you can go find something else to do. I would hope that you adopt a dog, side note, but you can go and find something that actually, again, lights you up, brings you joy, brings you fulfillment, and it does not have to be inside your business. And, I just want to say again, I've talked to thousands of women. I've worked with so many of you. I've had these conversations, and I know that so often, so few of you are, again, having fun. You're not making time to play. And what I just want to remind you of is, I'll say it over and over again. I can say it till I'm blue in the face, and I know that you don't get it until you get it. But like, the more you rest, the more you have fun, the more you have a life outside of your company, the more money that you're going to make because of how much happier and more fulfilled you are actually going to be as a human. But I just feel like this whole concept of having fun, it's so simple yet so complicated for so many of us, especially those of us who are high achieving women, right? Like, we're constantly on this path and constantly striving to achieve the next thing, hit the next goal. But something like you having fun, true fun, making time for yourself where there's no outcome involved, where it doesn't matter how you look or, how you come off to other people. There's no goal, there's no outcome. I don't care whether it's you going to a pole dancing class, you going fishing, like whatever it is, you just allowing yourself to do something where your mind gets to turn off and you just get to be kind of that inner child version of yourself, where again, you're not just like concerned about rules or concerned about deadlines. Giving yourself that will bring so much to your business. And in my opinion, it will allow you to embrace the boredom, quote unquote, right? It will allow you to embrace the thing that you do and do it well. And you can still amplify it. You can still infuse new layers of your business that amplify that message, amplify those programs, bring your message to more and more people. And you can do that, of course, with a team where it doesn't have to require a ton more work for you, but you get to, again, do what works and not reinvent the wheel, but simply, like I said, amplify it. And that's more possible for you when you're actually, like I said, having fun outside of what it is that you do on a daily basis, and you're not attempting to get all of your joy and all of your fulfillment and all of your validation through your company. And I think if we're all being real with ourselves, that's a very real thing. We chase validation through whether it's people liking our posts on Instagram or it's hitting that next goal, our money goal. And not to say that that's always a bad thing, but I just want to, again, remind you from my own experiences, especially, that I don't want you to abandon what is working, or I don't want you to screw yourself up in business because you think you have to change something because you're chasing that hit of dopamine within your business, where again, that should be kind of coming from other sources and other places. Okay. One of the reasons I want to talk about this today is because right now, you might have seen if you follow me on Instagram, but like I have been stepping it up hardcore with my reels, and I'm having so much fun with them. I feel like I'm being smart and strategic about them when it comes to the messaging and what I'm saying, but it more so feels like this really light and fun thing for me to do, where I'm just able to show up, share a short message, share what I want to say. I have a couple silly ones, and it's feeling like I get to take all of the things that I've done previously, like I've talked about in this podcast, I'm taking my previous messages, I'm taking my previous posts and just infusing this new energy to them, like doing this thing that I had never done before. And it is feeling so fun and so exciting to me. And it's also creating really fast momentum, right? I'm getting more engagement and I'm getting more DMs out of nowhere from people I've never heard from before. And it all feels really, really fun and exciting. And so for that reason, I wanted to do Show Up and Blow Up as a Reels edition program. So we're doing a 30-day challenge. I'm challenging you to do 30 days worth of Reels. We're doing 4 live group coaching calls, which to me, I don't care if you don't even care about Reels. It just makes sense to get into for the 4 live group coaching calls. But I'm challenging you again to do it for 30 days. There is a prize at the end. Somebody who participates for all 30 days is going to win a chance to be in my inner circle for 6 months for free, which is a really big deal. We have weekly coaching, hot seat coaching calls in there. You get all of my programs essentially. And we're kicking off with a kickoff training on this Sunday. I think that's the 19th. Where I'm just walking you through how to really understand how to use Reels strategically in your business. I'm not a Reels expert. I'm not going to sit there and pretend that I'm going to teach you transitions or anything crazy like that. But we're going to take the concept of showing up and blowing up, talking about your sales system. Okay, here's what I'm selling, and here's how I'm going to incorporate Reels, not only so that they're intentional and so that they're strategic, but also so that they're actually feeling like you. Because I don't want you to be in a position where you believe that you can only do Reels if you're, pointing and dancing. Like I sure as fuck, I'm not going to point and dance. That's not who I am. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not who I am as a human. So I'm not going to do that. You can do Reels in a way that actually works for you and create, again, a ton of momentum really quickly, especially when we think about the fact that they're so quick to shoot, most of them, especially when they're simple. We can actually get this done really quickly. And for 30 days, create a ton of momentum in your business, which feels really exciting to me. I hope it feels exciting to you. And I wanted to do it for a really low, no-brainer price. So it's $497 or 6 weekly payments of $97. Truly total no-brainer, just especially for the group calls, all of that kind of stuff. So doors close Friday for that. Go to sarah-dan.com if you want to register, if you want to get the details. I would love to see you there, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Bye. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, I would really, really, really appreciate it if you took the time to rate, review, and subscribe. It really helps the show a ton, and I would be super grateful.